Good morning, Michael J. Solar here with the quote of the day. Honesty is a very expensive gift. Don't expect it from cheap people. Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, you hit that nail right on the head. Honesty is expensive. Why? Because most of the time when you're talking to people that are trying to rip you off, they hold that back. They will cheat you on it. And that's even what he says here. If you expect it from cheap people, you're going to be ripped off. And a lot of times it's because the illusion is real, right? So their thought process is to turn around and see how they can rip you off and cheat you in those factors. It's funny because I have had conversations with people where I said I've never met a lazy employee, but I've met a lot of owners and business representatives that told me about lazy employees, but I've never been able to meet one. And I've never met an entrepreneur that has decided to tell me that they rip people off. But I've met a lot of people that have been ripped off from entrepreneurs. It's a crazy thought process when you think about it. It's because no one ever went in there with the intent or the illusion. But when they're cheap and they're only focused on that dollar, they tend to give you misleading statements, work ethics, and everything of the fact. But when you go in there with an honest statement, and an honest thought process, nobody gets ripped off. It's crazy because I guarantee you in every job interview you've ever been on, you've lied. Because you think you want to tell the people what they want to hear instead of telling them the truth. You typically offer things that you can bring to their company, but you don't know anything about their company. You didn't do the research, and maybe you don't even want to work there. You have a different thought process of what you really want. Now, what do you think is going to happen? You're chasing the dollar, they're chasing productivity. Sooner or later, you're going to have conflict. So as he says, honesty is very expensive because why? If you're honest with them, there's a good chance you probably won't get that job. But if you lie to them, you're going to have a lot of conflict throughout that whole factor. So be mindful of what you're doing and how you're moving forward. And I typically would suggest take the honesty, go that route, because at the end of the day, the reward is so much better. All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow. And remember, go out there and be legendary.